Welcome back to the CEO Ship Show, the podcast where we help service-based owners stop running their business like a job and start scaling it like the asset it was meant to be. I'm your host, Carol Surbey, business coach and founder of the Scalable CEO Academy. Around here, we believe clarity creates confidence. And above all, your business should serve your life, not control it. If you've ever hired a VA or you're planning to hire one soon, and you're tired of feeling like it's more work instead of less, this episode is your roadmap. Because today we're talking about onboarding without babysitting and setting up your VA for success. I'll walk you through the 7-30-90 onboarding framework so your VA is integrated, delivering results, and freeing up your time instead of creating more work for you. Hiring a VA is supposed to feel like freedom, but for many business owners, it actually feels frustration. You bring someone in to take things off your plate, but suddenly you're answering questions, fixing mistakes, and thinking it would have just been faster if I did it myself. That's when doubt creeps in. Maybe my business is too unique. Maybe delegation just doesn't work for me. Maybe I can't actually trust people. And I want to share with you, that's actually the trap. Because if you hold on to that story, you stay chained to $10 tasks forever. I see it across the board. The contractor whose admin keeps asking him how to price jobs, the boutique owner who still approves every single order, and the design firm where the VA needs handholding for every single email. The cost isn't just payroll, it's your energy, your confidence, and ultimately, your freedom. So the truth is that delegation without structure is pure chaos. And delegation with structure, now that's your freedom. And the structure we're going to build today is the 7-30-90 plan. Think of this as onboarding in 3 stages. We have the orientation, we have the competence, and then we have the ownership. The first 7 days, that's the orientation and the clarity. It gives you the vision, it gives you the value, and it gives the flow. Also, we look at walking through systems, walking through email, project tools, QuickBooks, scheduling. We need to actually show them where they sit in the organizational chart and who they communicate with, and our systems are the tools which facilitate that communication. And it's really important that we assign 2 to 3 small confidence-building tasks, because you know what? They're nervous. They're just as nervous to be there as you have been to hire them. So what this might look like, to give you a few examples, is in a retail store, you might ask them to pull last week's sales report, a really simple report, and we can use it as the steps on how to utilize the point of sale system or the CRM or whatever system you have set up for them. And another example, in a coaching business, they might upload Zoom recordings into organized folder. The first week, the first 7 days is all about orientation, not productivity. So between day 7 and day 30, this is where we start to create some competence and flow. By day 30, they should own a cluster of repeatable tasks. Creating simple standard operating procedures or Loom videos, holding a 15-minute weekly check-in, having them document process as they go, What this might look like in a bakery is that they handle all the suppliers' emails. And maybe in a plumbing business, they manage incoming quote requests. This is where they shift from the random task to now the repeatable systems. At day 90, they should have full ownership and initiative over their area of the business. At 90 days, your VA should own a process, not just tasks. You assign an outcome, not instructions. If they spot problems, they suggest improvements and run with it. And then you can now say that part of your business runs without you. To give you an example, in a marketing agency, this might look like them not just scheduling posts, but then actually tracking engagements and recommending weekly strategy tweaks. In a salon, they might not just book clients, but they maybe start to analyze the underbooked hours and suggest promotions. This is the point where you get to stop babysitting and you are now put in the driver's seat. Now you're leading. If this is hitting home already, pause and just DM me the word onboard on Instagram or drop a note in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what role you're hiring for and what you want to delegate first. You should be excited by this. Here's where the onboarding usually breaks. We focus on tasks, not flow. They can't succeed in a vacuum. They need to know where they sit in the organizational chart, who they hand information to, and how their work ripples into other departments. For a construction company, if a VA updates a job schedule but doesn't notify accounting when a project closes, invoices might not go out. And that's not a task problem, that's a flow problem. And when our VAs start to understand flow, we tie that to a key performance indicator, a KPI. And an example of a KPI might be at 30 days, we're looking for 95% accuracy in data entry, or maybe like a 24-hour response time, depending on what kind of business you're in. A KPI or a key performance indicator at 90 days may be that we have the number of overdue invoices reduced by 20%. And here's the ultimate shift. By day 90, they just don't complete tasks, actually manage outcomes. And the payoff? It's reliability. You can finally step away knowing things keep moving. That's when your business feels less like a house of cards and more like a company with rhythm and stability. I'd like to talk to you for a minute here about some of the objections that keep you CEOs stuck. One of the big ones I hear is, you don't have time to train. Honestly, you don't have time not to. So the reframe on this is that training isn't an extra. It's actually the opportunity now to document what you already do. Another thing I hear from CEOs all the time is, what if I hire the wrong person? Let's look at it from this point of view. A 7-30-90 plan protects you. By day 30, you'll know if they're a fit. No wasted months. Third objection I hear an awful lot is, what if they leave after I train them? Bigger risk is, what if you never train them at all? That's chaos on repeat. Document while you train, so the knowledge belongs to the business, not the person. And the risk isn't training people and having them leave. It's not training them and having them stay. So here's your challenge for the week. Pick one role, VEA, admin, contractor, and map out a 7, 30, and 90 onboarding plan. Week 1, what do they need to know? Where do they go to find the bathroom? Day 30, what tasks should they own by now? And then day 90, what outcomes should they be able to deliver? Then take one process that you're still clinging to, be it invoicing, scheduling, emails, and map it from task to activity to outcome. Now visualize this. 90 days from now, that process runs smoothly without you. You're not babysitting. You're not chasing details. You're not burning out. And you're finally leading. That's a payoff of structured onboarding. Let me leave you with this. Babysitting is exhausting. Leadership is liberating. And the difference? That's structure. And if you're ready to stop micromanaging and actually scale, here's your next step. Inside the Scalable CEO Academy, we don't just give you templates. We give you plug-and-play systems to train your team once and get your time back forever. No more second guessing. No more starting from scratch. Just clarity, structure, and results. So go to the scalableceo.academy.com to join us today. And if this episode gave you a moment, share it with another CEO stuck in the delegation. Leave a review and join me next week. I want to remind you that your business should serve your life, not control it. That's the shift we're making together. I'll see you next week.